Today I wanted to open up about something I've actually not shared too much about. Honestly, I just think sometimes I'm like, you know what, I didn't have it so bad. Who am I to complain about it? But you know what? Growing up, I was bullied. I would wear, if you're watching the video, my snapback like this to school all the time. I was definitely a tomboy growing up, and sometimes I was bullied for that. But I think what was very interesting was actually what I was bullied for were having my big ambitions. And I'm so, so grateful to have a family that kind of supported that and were in my corner and kind of believed in me. And even if, they were tough on my ambitions, it was only to make me want to do it more or work harder at it. But it's just so interesting that growing up, and still to this day, I feel like there are haters and people who are trying to bring people down for having big dreams and wanting to do big things. And I just think that that's so wrong, and it drives me crazy. And if I can help one person, whether you're young or old, and you're scared of doing something because of judgment or embarrassment, or you have people telling you that it's stupid, or your dreams are too big, everyone around here does this, they get this government job, or they do this, whatever. Like, don't listen. Please don't listen, because at the end of your life, you are not going to be happy that you listened to these people, these haters that were telling you not to do this, not to create, not to have these big dreams. What you're going to regret is not going for it and ignoring them, because you can't let them control your happiness, and they're not going to be in your life forever. And if they are, you need to get out of that situation. I know I've been in those situations, and I thought people were my friends, and they were constantly kind of belittling my mindset and bringing it down, making me more negative. I noticed I was more negative when I was around them, and I was figuring out that this isn't the person I want to be. And even though I thought these people were my friends, and they were just, poking jokes, I thought, once I left the situation, I was so much happier. It was like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders, and I can finally be who I am and express myself and do what I want. So I'll kind of circle back on this whole process, and it's that I think if you're scared of creating or going after what you want, just don't. And if you're someone who's hating on people or pulling people down, please don't do it. Like, just someone else's success, if you're scared or you're jealous, it's someone else's success doesn't come from your own. Like, seeing someone else be successful should inspire you that you can do it. Like, someone just like you just did it, which means there's no difference. Like, you can also do it. And I think that's just so important to understand, because, that's I think where a lot of this hate and jealousy and negativity comes from, is people being scared that someone else doing it takes away from them being able to do it, or someone else doing it shows that they're not working hard enough or not doing it. And it's like, if you're not working hard, or you're not putting in the work to do it, or you're just not going to go after it, then don't get in the way of someone else doing it. Support them, be part of their process, help them. At least you get that benefit than just being negative and pulling other people down. Like, and if you're someone in the opposite situation, so of course you're the one who's being hated on, just don't listen to haters. And this is a big thing. When I actually started a podcast, I had a bunch of people who were like making fun of my podcast and making little jokes. A year later, they went off and started their own podcast. So like, it just puts things into perspective that, maybe they're jealous, maybe they're insecure, they're making fun of the work you're putting in and the effort you're putting in. But you know what? Effort is amazing. Like, people should be rewarded for the effort they put in, not just the results. And people shouldn't hate on people putting in effort. Like, passion is cool. Being passionate is cool. And I know growing up, I was like, thought I was just too much. I was too passionate, too ambitious. And now I realize, like, that's the only way I'm going to get things done, and get things done my own way. And anyone else, like, I don't really need to listen to. And I know one big thing was, as I was a kid, this is a kind of a story I'll get into, is I told everyone at my school that I wanted to be a pro snowboarder. And I was like just starting snowboarding. I was not good, okay? And I told everyone, and there was guys at my school who were better than me, and I tried to follow them around, and they would make fun of me all the time in the middle of class. They would just be like, ha ha ha, you're never going to be a pro snowboarder. Oh, like, no, you suck. You can't even go down the hill, whatever. And like, I could have just quit. I could have quit. But I was like, no, like, I'm just going to prove you wrong. And thank God I listened to myself and not them, because like, here I was, and then they were following me on Instagram and seeing what I'm doing, and oh my gosh, you're snowboarding here and doing this. And I was like, I told you I was going to do it. Like, but they were just hating and putting me down. It was because they weren't putting in the effort to do that. Like, everyone is like, wow, that would be so amazing. That's a dream. And I think if they put in the effort, maybe they could have done it, but they were just making fun of me for putting in the effort and trying to do it, and then I went and did it. So, like, just people, I think they get jealous or they don't like what they can't understand. And I think if that's any goal that I have with this podcast, is to try to make it easier for people to understand that successful people are no different than you. They've just believed in themselves and they've gone through failure more times and they've dealt with this shit, like with people hating on them and, being mean and bullying them. They've gone through it and they've continued on and they didn't quit. So don't quit, go all in on what you want to do. Ignore people who are jealous, not willing to understand, want to pull you down to their level, and just also understand them. Understand that that's coming from a place of insecurity. That's coming from a place of them not willing to put in the work or them seeing that you might be successful and don't put your effort into trying to change their minds. It's hard to change people's minds. Trust me. I think you just need to get yourself out of that situation. And again, I just want to kind of reiterate this is like, you being successful inspires others to be successful. So do not let people who think you can't do it hold you back. The world needs you to be successful. It needs you to be uniquely you. Do what you want to do. Come back, share your story, share your struggles, show people that you can do it. The more people that do that, the more it rises people up. Don't live your life with regrets. Don't get to the end of your life and realize you just did stuff to please people. Equally, you were successful and you spent all your money on cars, flashy cars just to please people and show people you're successful. Don't do that. Be real, do what you want to do, be passionate, help other people, and just keep on keeping on, keep on creating, keep on doing what you love to do and have those big goals, and don't let people tell you you can't do it, because you can. Peace.